and crazy upsets throughout this whole bracket. So make sure you keep tuned, keep watching every single set as they come straight to you live on Team Regen GG, and we're going to be seeing the best Smash we've seen in a while. Let's get going into game one of this set.
Yeah, you know what? I said it the past couple of sets because the kind of matchups, but Europe was kind of proving me wrong with the kind of aggression. I feel like this is going to be one of those kind of passive, slower style neutrals when it comes to the kind of characters. As we can see, kind of feeling that out with the water shurikens, making sure that they can't get anything off of what they want. But yeah, as you spoke last time, that frame one kind of is going to help get out of combos, and it's dealt quite a bit of damage to Yanos already.
Yeah, and it's not even just being used as a combo escape tool. I really like the way the Skwiirrel is using it, just kind of like set up, leave it out, and then say to Yanos, go on, approach me, run at me, run across the ground where there's an exploding can waiting for you to dash attack it. Please, I'm begging you. But what we're seeing here is a little bit of adaptation. So Yanos is finding their way in with Nair, more so than the dash attack, however, rolling into the can there. I'm not sure I agree with that one. Do that less, and maybe we could be seeing some big advantage from these approaches. As it stands, Skwiirrel's got a really nice lead.
Yeah, absolutely. I was loving the kind of stage control to cover all of the and the ledge tracking to cover all of the options that were available. And we can see, yeah, just kind of holding center stage without having to interact much with Yanos. And we can see, you know, kind of running away, even putting themselves in a corner, not the worst thing in the world, especially with the kind of options that you have. And 115%, bit scary to deal with when you're Greninja.
You know, I'm going to cut you off for just a second because I want to note it before it goes way too long. I don't know if you noticed, Skwiirrel was dead. Yanos popped them up with I think it was dash attack into forward air, and there was a can in the way. There was a red spark because Skwiirrel got hit with the forward air, and then can went off, replacing the knockback with the can explosion knockback, saving them and pushing Yanos far, far away. It was so, I don't know if it was luck or skill, but my god, it's the only reason why we're still seeing a 3-stock game.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very glad that you brought that up because, again, I thought I saw that kill spark and I was like, huh, I'm really surprised that Fair didn't kill there. He basically went nowhere. So, yeah, I didn't realise. Great to see. So, again, we see it.
What?
That kind of Honestly, quite surprising. We can see Greninja 154 not dying to the can, which is honestly a great shock. But now it's a scary position for Skwiirrel because that back air could kill, but you know what else could kill? That can that we spoke about.
It can do it all. It basically does anything you want, and that is exactly what Skwiirrel's noticed, knowing that it's going to be that integral in the matchup. I don't think we've gone a 5-second segment where can has not been in play in some way, shape, or form. And as I say that, I count in my head, and can has not been in play. But there it is, frame one escape option. Bursting out of a combo the moment that Yanos pops them upwards, and they are going to be staying alive because of it. Yanos to work around it, and it looks like that this adaptation is finally starting to work. They're jumping over it as it comes out, knowing that Skwiirrel has been leaving it on the ground more than anything else, and then using that little bit of end lag that Skwiirrel gets put in to find some purchase on it.
I'd just like to comment as well. I've just seen a couple of the can trades that Skwiirrel was going for was actually not the best, because it looks like the Fair and the move previous, I believe it was the up throw up air. It looks like both of those went in the favour of Yanos, so it looks like it did a lot of damage at the start. But you know, Skwiirrel, he's been bringing this back up. It looks like 123 to 93. It is a scary position. Wants to go for those fairs to try and get that stock early. I'm not sure what that counter was for. Might have possibly been a blunder, or maybe was expecting an option quickly off the ground or out of shield, but it looks like it was going to get punished. We see that upbeat to punish that and get that back air, but again, it's looking quite difficult for Yanos to get this killing hit.
Yeah, I'm noticing already. It's only been 2 stocks, so it could just be happenstance rather than it being the way it goes. Also, nice kill there from Yanos. Skwiirrel seems to be really happy playing this neutral. They're actually very comfortable with keeping Yanos out and seeing the percent rise, but they are not killing till it's very late, especially because the thing that looks like it's their kill option is also can, which is being staled through their use of neutral, and they're having to find like stray hits like an up air to seal the deal, which they're really struggling to find. So I don't know. It's either going to be a game where Skwiirrel has to gain advantage a lot quicker than usual, or find kill shots more consistently than they have been before.
I agree fully. Yeah, I can see as well that the kind of neutral has reverted back to the kind of neutral that we saw, but maybe with a bit more caution from Yanos, because as you can see, quite a scary bunch of projectiles coming at him, and it's looking quite dangerous. And Daleks, honestly, I'm not sure if the kind of best approaches that we saw, the kind of Nez and kind of dash attacks is what you want to go for in this kind of predicament.
Yeah, so right now, Yanos is realistically at a kill percent. Skwiirrel is just still playing this patient game. As I said, what you can work on is making Yanos' percent rise quicker, and just honestly having your goal to get them to like the 190 mark before you can kill them with a random straight hit. But as it stands, you've taken too long. Yanos has got you in disadvantage and is starting to keep you there. Tries to get the side B, but actually loses advantage because of it. And a duck hunt nair is what kills. A dog starfishing in your face is what makes you die. That's such a sad way to go. Oh.
Just you see like a slight overextension can be punished like that, and then the next thing you see is just a spinning dog taking game one. Something again you can see kind of bit of frustration, maybe thinking about what to do next, but there is now a huge array of oh, okay, I can see we're going back to PS2. I was gonna say huge array of stages to choose from, but yeah, it looks like PS2 is the choice for Yanos. So not too bad in terms of the kind of gameplay and the plan to go for what to do for the next few games. But yeah, Skwiirrel, as long as he's playing the same way that he is with the future games, it looks like it is going to be quite a banger set. Game 1, once again, going to Skwiirrel here at Tech Republic.
Before I miss the chance to ever say it, I just want to say, I don't know if the tag is Skwiirrel or Skwiirrel. One way it's a cute tag of a little furry friend like their character is, and the other way it sounds like a very cool grime rapper from the UK. And I don't quite know which one I prefer, so I'm gonna stick with Skwiirrel. You can stick with Skwiirrel because I like both.
That's it. That's the option select for any like future footage. Oh, loving the comments on the tag, but you know what? We've missed an entirely incredible advantage there from Yanos. Yeah, absolutely. And it's looking like it's not going to stop.
God, it definitely isn't. Both players are suddenly going hell for leather. The really patient, considerate gameplay of the last round has not exactly gone out the window, but instead it feels like if one player decides they need to approach, it forces the other one to not be able to play as laid back as they were last time. And it's a game of tag. It's like watching just like the movements. It is a game of Skwiirrel backpedaling, Yanos running around. And it's like they're drawing figure eights around the platform because just neither can keep up with one another.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen again a kind of a passive way to play the ledge. We could see Duck Hunt sitting in shield while all of the set player around him is doing the work for him, which I really love to see because it kind of shows the different style that is available. Oh my god, I do love the attempt there for the side B, the Shadow Sneak 2 hit there, but it looks like it did not connect, and although we're back on stage, it's a lot more percentage on Yanos.
That it is. Yanos in a fight to stay alive here. That side B surprisingly as well, connecting with Skwiirrel, popping them off the ledge, giving them that chance to get back and try and keep the pressure up. Skwiirrel playing ping pong with the can with Yanos just to try and find it exploding in their face, maybe try and secure a kill. It hasn't gone off on someone in a while. The staling on it might have gone a bit better than it was before, but Yanos is so close to death, and Skwiirrel again just can't seem to find the last shot.
I really love the stall on the recovery there. Shadow sneaked out just to make sure that no hitbox was going to hurt there. You know, maybe a back air or, again, another nair that could have possibly killed. And then came back in with the same option and then just got straight back onto the stage. I really love that about Yanos. And, again, Yanos is just going to take that stock. And we have 3 stocks to 1 in this.
That we are. Yanos seems to have got some kind of a download after last game, realizing what they can do to get around Skwiirrel's very oppressive yet patient neutral, and instead, look, they're taking their time. They're happy to backpedal, disengage with the projectile, note how Yanos is using it, and then go in after the fact. That's what I've noticed. That's the big change. They go back, wait for Can to do its thing, then go in once they can tell the way it's going to move, or explode, or anything like that. They've locked onto what Skwiirrel's one thing is, and is now playing around it really nicely.
Yeah, absolutely. I really do love the fact that, you know, as you were saying, the kind of even though you know Skwiirrel is just holding it back and making sure, you know, I don't get hit here, I still love the fact that the kind of interactions that they have is quite good in regards to, you know, the kind of the stuff that is putting out for Yanos to deal with, you know, like we said, the can, the projectiles. So even though they don't want to get hit, it kind of looks like a more of a passive approach. You know, I don't want to get hit, I'm going to hold back here, I'm not going to use these options. We can see that, you know, the can being thrown having him off stage. It's looking quite dangerous. Almost got hit by the can off stage. And it looks like, again, this kind of passive playstyle, as you were commenting, Alex, is paying off hugely for Skwiirrel right now.
Ooh. And here's the thing, Faith. While we've been talking, Yanos has actually started to almost fall behind. Skwiirrel has found a lot of damage on them. Again, they're still struggling to kill, but it's forced Yanos with their back to a wall to have to play really patient, where before they were having to engage on can the moment that they knew it was too grounded or too high, they now had to take their time, and they picked the wrong option. Skwiirrel finds the kill, making this game almost even. Yanos wants the game done right here, chasing them upwards, finding more damage. They right now are looking for something of a JV2 here. They don't want to get hit again, and they just want to take the stock from Skwiirrel, because they want to show off that what they've learned in the past. What the hell? That was 50%. Sorry, I'm shutting up now. 75?
That was one of the greatest combos I've seen from this character. That was unreal. Kind of like ping-ponging in between the, you know, like the kind of hitboxes that Duck Hunt has, and then the can and the shot from the Wild Gunman. And now we're seeing again a lead from Skwiirrel. This is huge for him, and again, this could be quite, you know, quite a bad shock to Yanos' system here. He had he was up 3 stocks to 1, and now it's looking bad. And again, we can see the kind of passive playstyle, double jumping between those platforms to make sure that he doesn't get hit. But this could possibly be it. Almost catches the air dodge with that fully charged shuriken, and now we're going to see the kind of stage control that Yanos wants. Oh, does that kill? It does.
Oh my... What the hell? So the kill spark originally came from the first hit of Greninja back air, it seemed. But then Duck Hunt can replace the knockback, but it was still just too much damage, and the can was ultimately what killed, I believe. But it was so deep in the blast zone, I couldn't physically see what the hits were coming from. That was purely guessed from the audio. By the way, I didn't know Duck Hunt that had that kind of damage in their Faith. Where did those combos come from?
Was it 76 from like 4 or 5 hits? That was crazy.
It was 76, and then the moment that I commented it was 76, it jumped up to 88.
Just the kind of, you know, a dog in his bed, what's he going to do? He's going to put the beating on you. That is insane. And we're going to see 1-1 right now again. Yanos with a really good, like, I wouldn't say theft of that game. That was a deep back air, and I really like the option that was available there. But it was scary in that situation. You know, Skwiirrel was pulling that back, and I think, I don't know, it doesn't look like it's got to Yanos, but hopefully he doesn't let it get to him as we go into game 3. I believe it was on small battlefield, but I think this kind of change is going to be more beneficial to Greninja possibly. I kind of see a smaller stage to deal with, but maybe those higher blast zones might possibly be better, specifically towards the ceiling. I think is pretty high compared to PS2.
So the thing I'm interested in is obviously this is a smaller stage horizontally, but the important thing I think to note is, like, yeah, this is giving, even though it's Skwiirrel's pick, it's giving them less space to kind of like run away from Yanos in. But I think the interesting thing to note is actually the blast zone differences. So I don't know if you know, PS2 actually has the widest blast zones from left to right. So if you're trying to kill from the center, it's actually the hardest horizontally on the roster. So I think this change in stage could be to keep the platform layout that Skwiirrel is comfortable in, but lower the percent at which they have to kill at. Because before, their problem was killing, right? But why not just tuck those blast zones in a little bit?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Another thing, the comment I'd probably say as well is that we can see is that the kind of size of the platforms is kind of benefiting Skwiirrel as well. So he's got a bit of more room to move around in, especially when it comes to, you know, the kind of evasiveness we saw in the last game, the kind of double jumping between platforms. We could see movement between them, and it looks like it's paying off really well, actually. I was saying this was benefiting Yanos, but it looks like Skwiirrel knows what he wants from his stage, and it looks like that Nair is going to kill, and it looks like 60% on the board is looking like it's nothing for Skwiirrel, and it's looking like quite good for him right now, Daleks.
It definitely is. Skwiirrel is sitting pretty with 3 stocks in the tank. Yanos has a little bit of a hill to climb. I won't call it a mountain just yet, especially if you're going to be able to find those down tilts into up smashes. One more of those could even potentially kill. And not to mention, that's just one of many things Greninja has to secure things with, and they know it. That Aqua Jet as well, almost pushing Skwiirrel up into a lovely kill position, but for now, Yanos just has to make this back and turn it back into advantage again.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm loving the kind of advantage state that Yanos is picking out here. So being able to find a hit just off of a slightly charged shuriken is huge for Greninja. And I can see that, you know, with the kind of experience that he has with the character, he's been able to find these hits and just rack up the percent. Unfortunately for him, not being able to find the kill opportunity that he wants, but that can from Skwiirrel himself is going to take that for Yanos. So maybe this is something that he needs right now, especially with the fact that he has that center stage control at the moment.
That definitely is. It's almost 100% on the frog Pokemon. Skwiirrel, I would say it's close to death, but we have obviously seen Skwiirrel struggle in a spot like this before. It depends on if they really want to secure this kill, or if they want to be patient and let it keep climbing. It did actually look like with those back airs that they were tossing out to try and keep Yanos off the side of the stage, that they actually do want to try and make this an early kill, but they're also not forcing it, which is what I like to see. They're tossing out kill shots, but never in a spot where they can be punished for it, and they're not overly committing to a hard read. If they need to play this patient game and keep Yanos at the ledge... Oh my god, wait, hold on, the floating can of doom almost killing Yanos off the side, and it just keeps going. This advantage has not stopped, and Skwiirrel has only just set foot back into the center of the stage for the first time in about 30 seconds.
I'm loving the control of the air from Skwiirrel, you know, as you were saying, the floating can, such a dangerous thing, especially when you're just hanging on ledge, you're like, okay, this is my time to breathe. No, it's not. We're seeing, again, a very dangerous situation for Yanos, but as we saw, able to pull it back, we saw the advantage that he's able to do when he takes those stocks, but again, kind of building up those percents, we've seen him been able to do that too. We see a get-up attack from ledge, being able to take back that stage control, and it looks like center stage is where he's comfortable the most.
He is tossing out the lone gunman and finding the can, hitting in the face. Yanos just can't avoid 3 projectiles at the same time, and frankly, can't really blame him. Skwiirrel has got a very comfy lead here, and again, isn't using it to like push an aggressive state. Instead, they are taking their advantage where they can get it. They backpedal, can, gunman, discus, as much as they can, and in the moment that they find a good way in, they take it. Get a little bit of chip damage, backpedal again. You have a stock to play with, so why throw it away?
Absolutely. Oh, we're seeing the kind of...
That was really nice.
Yeah, the kind of pigeon... I was going to say we're seeing the kind of the clear pigeon loops that, you know, a lot of duck hunts have tried to perfect over the years, but again, throwing out that can just to try and cover, and no tech has been hit there by Yanos, and Skwiirrel is going to go up 2-1 in this set. Again, I kind of was given more of the benefit of the doubt from the counter pick to Yanos for Small Battlefield, but that worked out perfectly for Skwiirrel, and it looks like we're going back to Pokemon Stadium 2, which I feel like does kind of benefit. Again, I said it for the second game and it didn't work out, but it does benefit Skwiirrel more with the kind of long stage, longest blast zones. But we saw Yanos do a lot of work on this stage, so you know, who am I to say? We could definitely see, you know, another potential 3-stock in this game for. And you're not going to find sets anywhere else. You know, make sure you tuned in right now. This is such a hot set right now, Daleks.
This is the place to be, unless you don't speak English, in which case go find one of the other streams catering to your language. But for now, this is the place to be, as we are seeing us go into a very hot 4th game of this set. Skwiirrel is the one finding the early damage, and Yanos is just taking exploding cans to the face time and time again. Also, Skwiirrel pushing an advantage there for a second, tossing out the projectiles, and this time mixing it up with a little bit of aggression. And unfortunately for them, it doesn't go perfect, as they're now off the side of the stage. Can they make it back? They can't! The Aqua Jet pushing them under the stage, and they get PS2'd TM.
That was genuinely amazing. As you said, the trademark of PS2, just getting underneath that stage and then getting basically pineapple, like similar to, you know, like Dreamland from previous games. But oh my goodness, that was such a really good use of that Aqua Jet. Yanos, knowing the kind of situation that Skwiirrel's been going for, you know, flying slightly higher above the ledge and then air dodging to it, he was like, no, I know what to do this time. I'm going to wait until you're below, see the kind of air dodge that you're going to do. I'm going to stuff that out immediately, and that's such a good early stop. But we see Skwiirrel immediately already taking Yanos to 108%. This is such a good back and forth set, and I'm loving each and every second of it.
As should everyone else as well. These exploding cans are still doing literally everything, as Skwiirrel finds more and more damage rising on Yanos. Yanos, though, doing a good job at staying alive. Obviously, Skwiirrel not tossing out the kill shots that they obviously aren't too comfortable using, and as I say that, finds the kill. Incredible use of Caster's Curse. Thank you, Skwiirrel, for making me look like an idiot.
There's always one in every set, you know. If we have a wave, there's definitely going to be one person harnessing that power.
Exactly. And still harnessing the power, Skwiirrel's got the power of the fire gods brewed into that can. They're finding so much damage on Yanos. They just got back, and they forced them into center stage. Mark that down as disadvantage almost, as they just are getting off ledge for free every single time. And frankly, I don't know what Yanos could do to stop it.
Absolutely. Again, I was going to mention during the first couple of games, I did like the way, because with the kind of setup that Duckon has, the kind of shot from the gunman that hits the can is quite beneficial to them, especially the kind of momentum that the can does. But Yanos has been realizing that and been hitting it with the shurikens to stop that kind of approach for the can, which I've been really enjoying. Again, we can see the kind of breakdown of the zoning and that Yanos has been doing, and it's been amazing. Oh, quite a bit of a panic. I think he was expecting another hitbox and another counter was coming through, and not much of a punish from that directly, but indirectly it looks like it's huge. Going for that down throw up air is Skwiirrel, and it's looking quite dangerous, but as soon as I say that, it's immediately reversed into a ledge situation, and the fair is going to take that, and again Yanos is back in the lead.
Yeah, that it is. Yanos, it is a lead, but it isn't too comfy of one. 161. Yeah, you're realizing that stock's gonna go, and that it does. Skwiirrel finds that hit, making this a one stock, 0% apiece game. This is set point for Skwiirrel. If they can take this one away, we are seeing a jaw-dropping conclusion to Yanos versus Skwiirrel. Yanos is obviously not wanting that to happen. If we can get one more, then we will be seeing a game 5 between these two.
Absolutely. Again, now that I'm seeing the kind of stage control that Skwiirrel runs, I think he's understood that the kind of most comfortable position. Oh my god! The most comfortable position is the center stage, but Yanos is saying, I don't need a comfortable position. All I need is this F smash, and we are going to a game 5.
So like. You know the term conditioning? Yes, most people should. One thing I kind of noticed is that the only things that Yanos would really go for are combo starters into combo finishes. I mean, it's Greninja, of course you'd expect it. That is, I think, one of the very, very, very few times they have just let rip with a smash attack. And if you aren't aware that someone is happy to do that, then you aren't afraid of it. If you aren't afraid of it, you don't think you're going to be punished like that for making that kind of an option. That's exactly what happens. Skwiirrel tries to go back to stage rather than to ledge, and that is exactly where they're waiting with an F smash primed, and you can drop a game for not being ready for that kind of thing. It's game 5. It can go either way now.
Yeah, I'm super excited for this. We're going to see the same characters, of course. What isn't broken, you don't fix. So, again, going back to small battlefield, it did work out. So, hopefully with this kind of stage, as you said before, the wider blast zones dying from, center stage is going to be quite an arduous task for Yanos. And I mean, Skwiirrel it is harder for him in general because, Duckon has been struggling to kill in this set specifically, but racking up percent is something that he's not struggling with at the moment. He's taken a few hits within 20 seconds of this match, and he's already at 70%, which is crazy.
That it is. It feels like both players know this is a Game 5 scenario. They know what is on the line. It is your winner's side of bracket lifeline up for grabs here. And even though Skwiirrel has been playing the exact same games before, they're playing patient, they're playing reserve, they're using can to try and do, well, pretty much everything they could possibly want. I feel like Yanos is playing that little bit more aggressive, right? I feel like that pressure might be in their head.
Yeah, no, I fully agree. I really like the choice there, the kind of unorthodox choice of using the can to extend the hitbox to possibly get that 2 for him with the down air, which I really, really like. And again, even though he did go for that to kind of possibly use that to take that stock, he didn't go for any stage control. And now again, we can see the kind of juggling from the projectiles that we've been talking about these past 5 games, and it is going fantastic for him. I'm just wondering, what is Yanos going to do to possibly, again, he's been able to condition his opponent and adapt to whatever that Skwiirrel is throwing. What do you think he needs to do in this game 5 to take this set?
It's hard to say. It feels like this kind of like aggressive stance they've taken so far hasn't really paid off, which is why we've been seeing them kind of retreat back into what they were doing before. I loved how they were taking, I think it was game 3 when I pointed it out, that they were playing around cannon by letting it do its thing and then punishing it once they knew how it was going to fly. I really want to see them go back to that, kind of take it back in, slow it back down a little bit. One thing that I have kind of noticed that they haven't used the tool is Greninja's counter, which might sound a bit silly, and I could be completely wrong, but I'm not sure I am. If you were to counter something like Can, that is a free approach on Duck Hunt, right? Because it sends you flying towards them, it teleports basically to them. It could be that approach that Yanos seems to be struggling to find so far.
Yeah, I could definitely see that as, you know, like the kind of unorthodox options that we'd seen before. This is definitely something that could be taken into account. That was a lot of shield damage on Skwiirrel there, so that was definitely a scary situation. But again, unfazed, he's ready for these kind of combos, and again, 111%, this is looking quite scary for Yanos. I saw when he was getting comboed, we can see now just the kind of frustration seeping in, and it's unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be, oh, misses that back air. I thought we were going to see another stock there, Alex, but again, maybe the pressure is on Skwiirrel as much as it is on Yanos.
It definitely is. I mean, hell, any player would be feeling the stress right now, and I'm sure they both are, especially at these kind of percents. You are high on percent. This stock is being dropped either way right now, and that's how it goes. Greninja lands a back air, and Duck Hunt duo bites the bullets. However, Yanos is almost a whole stock behind. If Skwiirrel can actually land a solid hit here, we are seeing a full stock lead. Yanos doesn't want that to happen and it's wanting to start evening out the percents before it gets too bleak, and that's why you're seeing them ride that high. Duck Hunt can't really challenge you and contest you if you go quite as high as Yanos is approaching from. But they just no.
I really like the DI out there. Managing to just get away from that can. 179%. If he's able to get any kind of extra credit here, yeah, that's exactly what you need. He shouldn't be sad at all about that. Skwiirrel will take that stock, but that is 70%. And if he's able to take that stock, it is dead even. So just hopefully for Yanos, it looks like he'd be able to you know, take this stock as quickly as possible. Skwiirrel, he wants to put as much space and as much percent between them as possible.
Definitely does. Yanos, oh my, wait, that's a kill? That is a kill. Catching you from the ledge. I think that started at like 70. Skwiirrel has just been put right back into this game. It is pretty much even. Both of them on their last stock. A next good conversion could do it. And Yanos is just swinging these smash attacks after trying to confirm into them because they want it done. They want this set over. They want to move on.
This is so much damage. He knew that any kind of option was going to get him hurt by the can, so he used that F smash, and now we are so even. This is so scary. We get that can to send off, and again we see the kind of zone set up. He rolled through it perfectly. Oh no, he's went off stage. This is so bad. He manages to get through, but eats a back air for his troubles, and now again we see this kind of zone set up. He gets that up air, and now it's such a scary position. Gets an up air again. Skwiirrel is holding this advantage down perfectly, and Yanos needs to get back into neutral as soon as possible. He manages to find his way back into center stage, but now we are going back into the zone that Skwiirrel is comfortable in.
But becomes, but no, the can loses all of its momentum before it connects. Goes for one more, pops it up. Tennis, it's volleyball actually. Skwiirrel finding that final hit. Yanos does drop that last stock, doesn't seem overly happy with it, and can you blame them? But frankly, they should. That was such a well fought